morning, everyone. My name is Kate Innes, and I teach AP Economics and World History at the secondary level at Western Albemarle High School. So one of our guiding principles, a lot like the middle school, when we started to coming through this, we kind of came up with the same three things. We just kind of had it said differently. Our idea was consistency, that all the teachers would be able to make sure that kids are putting their energy into the work that they're learning in the lessons, not necessarily finding the work. So we kind of set up some common things to go along with that. And I'll show you those as we go through. We also wanted to do some things with empowerment and allowing students to manipulate their work in new ways and figure out how they fit together and still allow for creativity. And then all of our lens was done through what is best for our kids and how can we do that. So I'm going to take you through a lot of the supports that we've done to support this with a lot of our common folders and naming conventions, and then how we have emphasized all of our lessons across our school and pretty much across the high school have come with this idea of connection, a section of connection, a section of active learning, and a section of reflection that goes into our day. So I'm actually going to go and see if I can get share, and I will take you right into my class and get you started right then and there. So, all right. So, hold on just, I just turned on the chat on accident. Hold on just a second here. I got to make sure that I am in my class before I share with you all. All right. So share screen. And here we are. So when a student actually goes in, now this is my screen, so it's got a lot more populated of classes, but the student will have their 4 classes for this semester listed, and they'll be able to go to it. So I'm going to take you to my microeconomics class, if it will go. So this is now, my folders are kind of dull because of the fact that I have not published these yet because students are checking and stuff online. But let me talk to you about some of the common conventions, the common things that we're doing. As a staff, we came up with ways that we would make it similar for kids. And each high school has done this. They may have done it a little bit differently to try to provide consistency across the district. So all kids are doing pretty much or seeing the same things. So at our school, when you enter a class page, you're going to see we've asked our teachers to have some form of welcome, some form of weekly agenda, and common folders and common instruction. So our first thing I wanted to show you was our common folders. When a kid comes in, they're going to see 3 folder colors. They're going to see a yellow folder, and that folder designates the active learning. What is it that you are going to be learning? What unit are you going to be on? What are you doing? This is the stuff that you're responsible for. And kids can immediately associate the color with, this is the stuff that I'm working on right now. After something is done, it would change to blue. And blue would be showing that that's previous work. They still have access to it all. If a student was absent or they needed to go back, they can still go back to those blue folders. It just proves that that's the older content. We always want to keep the yellow folders at the top of the page so the kids see them right away. Another one that we all have is we chose green as our common for, this is our common information pages. So if you click on my green folders, you're going to be able to go see a syllabus, my information and my contact information here on how you find me, how you contact me. You can click on and get my syllabus document at any time. My class is using an online textbook for this year only, so you get that. One thing that all of the instructors at Western are doing, and some now that since I've been in district PLCs are like, oh, I'm going to do that as well from other high schools, is we have instituted an Ask the Instructor Help Forum. And this is a discussion board that's open all year for students and parents, because parents do have access to see their child's Schoology page and their folders for them to ask questions if they need for the instructor is another way to get a hold of them. So they'll have all of that information available to them in their green syllabus and resources. So let me take you to a typical page of mine, which would be my intro. So one thing I have mine set up by weeks. Different teachers are allowed different things. We ask that they use the same yellow folder to keep it consistent, but then they had the freedom to choose how they wanted to set it up. So if we go to week 1, Now, one thing that I do want to tell you about my class, and there are a lot of high school teachers who are doing this. It is a common theme across that I've heard, not everybody, but a common theme is that we are going to do a traditional type flipped learning environment. If you don't know what a flipped environment is, it's that we will front load all information, pre-recorded lectures, notes, videos, anything a student would need for that class that week, to have that available at any time. So a kid could, and the great thing about it is I know that I have kids who don't have the best internet access. So they know they come to school once a week and they can download or they can pull or they can get PDFs once a week and they've got everything that they need right then and there. So it's not having to go back and forth if they need. So I'm going to flip my class, which means I'm front loading it. They would watch these videos, take their notes, do all of that before they come to class. Therefore, we can spend as much time as possible being interactive with, I don't have to spend so much time going through. I can ask questions and answer questions on content. We can do a lot of practice. We can do a lot of activities and make it more interactive instead of just me delivering content. They'll also have certain assignments that they'll have every week in my class. Every week in my class, they'll have a practice set of questions. They'll have a discussion board. Those can be done either synchronously or asynchronously. They don't have to do it in class. I'm setting up my class schedule from Friday to Thursday. A lot of people are doing Mondays to Sundays, but I'm doing Friday to Thursday. Friday is our asynchronous day, so why not get a jump on the next week? So Friday is like a reading day in college. So they'll get their assignments. So if you look at my page here, so my first week is, here's your steps that you need to complete. These can be done both synchronously or asynchronously. It doesn't matter, they're due. So they need to make sure they've read the first 2 chapters. And if you look, it's corresponded right here that they can pick it. They can go to the intro notes. Please watch the intro number 1 by the 9th. Number 2 by the 10th. There it is. Log into my AP and join the class. There's the information. Complete homework assignment practice questions. For the first week, I wouldn't have it. It would be something given in class. Complete the discussion board. Here's the discussion board right there. All of these assignments are front loaded and assigned on Friday and due the next Thursday night. So I have the ability on Thursday night or Friday to go, who hasn't turned in their work? Who do I need to see in office hours? Who do I need to contact? Who do I need to talk to parents about? I have that ability during that time on Friday. So that's all pre. So what do we do during class? That's the question. So I'm going to show you a bit of what I would do. And what I'm going to do is a Nearpod. A Nearpod is an asynchronous type or synchronous type activity that kids can do. It allows teachers to put assessment. It allows teachers to use real-time and get real-time data with a student. The great thing is, and you can see it down here at the bottom, you have the option of doing live participation. So I can be doing this with my kids in class, but then I can also change it to student paced. So I can post this Nearpod after my kids get done. If anybody missed it or they need to go back, they can click through it on their own time. So I can be talking about, for example, productivity, and we talk about the different forms of productivity. And we've already discussed the 4 themes of 4 themes in working in economics and the models. And we've looked at what is normative and positive economics and why do we have theories of this. And then in the middle of it, I can say, okay, let's stop. Let's take a question. Let's talk about scarcity. Let's review. So the kids right then and there will get this screen on their screen and they can do it. So they can go, oh, well, scarcity. Let's drag and drop. Is the idea that we have unlimited, oh, I don't even have that one. So I have limited resources. I have, and I can go through all of these different things and pop it in. Kids can press done. I immediately get the data. We can talk right then and there what we missed, what we didn't. I can embed videos. I can direct the instruction right there. This is a 20, 10, 15-minute activity, but the kids are still working. After we finish that direct instruction, one of the things that would happen next is that my kids would move into breakout groups. And this is a 20 to 30-minute activity for the day where they're going to receive every time that one of the times that we do breakout questions would be a practice question. So they're going to get this practice question that they're going to work on. So they will join their breakout rooms for in Zoom, and I'll pop this question in. They'll have 20 minutes to practice this question on a Jamboard and an interactive whiteboard. They have their thing, they should be explained it. They need to tell why they have got the answer, why it's correct. They come back and we discuss, they present, then we reflect on it. And then we reflect on it at the end of the day with an activity. It could be a Padlet, it could be a survey, it could be using the Zoom materials of thumbs up or thumbs down, because we have that ability to gauge reactions. I could give them a 5-question formative exam, 5 questions saying, okay, here you go, here's your exit ticket, like an exit ticket right here. At the end of the day, everything's published into those class activities. So anybody can find them if they need them, if they missed my class. And so that's how my class is set up. And so one of the things, let me see if I wanted to make sure. I think I've covered everything I needed to cover. We wanted to try to make sure, I wanted to I listened to Ms. Lee earlier this evening. One of the things about trying to deal with equity issues, especially across the high school, is that in addition to our regular PLCs in our building, we've been doing our district PLCs. And for example, in my AP Economics PLC, we've kind of agreed on these same elements. My World History PLC, we've all agreed on the same common pacing, to use same type of assessment, the same type of these kinds of things. So at least those will be across the board. What you're going to get that's different is teacher creativity. So, and I'm hoping that kind of has in it, and I'll take any questions that anybody has and talk about with high school.